As a finance professional in a disrupted business landscape, what does it take to be in demand? What does it take to attract great paying international roles? If you're an ICAN member, it'll just take one exam. That's all it takes to complete the globally recognized SEMA professional qualification and the internationally respected CGMA designation. As a SEMA member and a CGMA designation holder, employers will look at you as a finance professional, constantly acquiring new skills to add value to the business. That's why they'll be willing to pay premium to hire and retain you. If you have 5 years of relevant experience and are an ICAN member, you can directly sit for the final exam of the SEMA Professional Qualification, the Strategic Case Study exam. Start studying the SEMA Professional Qualification. Prepare to make an impact.
Good evening, everyone. It's another special day, the 12th day in the month of December 2024. Thank God for another day. We're rounding off the year 2024 already. It's good to be alive. It's good to be doing well, even in our spheres of life. Today is a special day because last week we attended we had an induction ceremony, which was a 2-day event, and it was a mind-blowing one because when the chief registrar, CEO of the institute was talking about the percentage of male to female gender in terms of those that are chartered and those that are doing well, he said, well, women occupy, there are about 19,000 women that are chartered accountants ICAN today. But interestingly, when it came to the award-winning time, the women had it all. And we kept on saying, up swan, up swan, up swan. So I'm excited today to bring something special because we like to project our own. We like to talk about our own. We like to talk about the leadership of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria. So today we're talking about navigating the professional accounting journey. And today we're bringing on board a special person because he occupies the governing council of the institute in person of Dr. Yemi Sanni, FCA, the member ICAN Governing Council, and our special lady in the house, the one that took all the trophies home. I would say she took all the badge home that day. All the gifts was for this particular lady because she was the May 2024 professional exams overall best student. And I'm talking about Adebiyi, Iyanuoluwa, and Oluwa. But we'd like to go on a break. And when we come back, remember to call your friends to join today's program because it's navigating the professional accounting journey. How has it been? How do you see yourself as an accountant? What has it been so far? And what are the projections? What are you looking out for to achieve as an accountant? We'll go on a break and we'll be right back after the break. You're welcome again to ICAN-ngr.
In today's interconnected world, complexity is the new normal. An accountant must navigate this landscape, leveraging interdisciplinary approaches to drive sustainable growth. The Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, USA District, invites you to our 12th ICAN USA International Accountant Conference. Join us for 4 days of inspiring keynotes, interactive sessions, and expert panel sessions. Date is 26th to 31st of August 2025. Theme: Navigating Complexity, Accountants as Catalyst for Interdisciplinary Solutions. Venue is Windham, Indianapolis Airport Hotel, 2544 Executive Drive, Indianapolis, in 46241. Join the conversation. Shape the future.
All right, you're welcome back to Icon on Air. And I'm going to read the profile of those that will tell us today about navigating the professional accounting journey. So I'm going to take the profile of our one and only Dr. Yemi Sanni, FCA. Is a principal partner, Mazda Consulting, and founder Yemi Sanni and co-chartered accountant. He has over 14 years of industry-wide experience. Prior to founding Mazars and Yemi Sanni and Co., he has worked in various banks and left as assistant vice president. He has over the years gained experience in varied disciplines, including tax, providing tax planning support, payroll outsourcing, and corporate tax consulting services. I can go on and on about Dr. Yemi Sani, but what stood him out is the fact that he's a fellow of the Certified Institute of Public Administrators of Ghana, Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria, Chartered Institute of Management Accountants UK, Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, and also member of the Governing Council of our Noble Institute. You're welcome, Dr. Yemi Sani.
Thank you very much for having me in your program today.
We are so happy to have you. Then I have my own dear lady. When I say Opswan, what would you say? Adebiyi, Iyanuoluwa. When I say Opswan, what would you say? You know, these are the young ones that we're trying to coach and mentor so they can become the lady that would sit on the board and nobody would say no when they say yes. So you're welcome today, Iyanuoluwa.
Thank you so much. I'm glad to be here.
All right, because they say ladies first. I just want you to tell us about yourself and what the journey has been so far. Just because you're a lady, not because I undervalue my council member here. Iyano, over to you. Tell us about yourself.
Okay, thank you so much. My name is Adebiyi Iyanuoluwa, Angela. As introduced, the best qualifying students, ICAN qualifying students, and best female qualifying students for May 2024 exam diets. I'm a graduate of University of Nigeria. I studied business education, and currently I'm a core member serving my fatherland. Thank you.
Oh, interesting. And I saw you that day with your dad and your mom. They were so proud of you. And congratulations once again to you. All right. So I'm going straight to our very own council member. You're welcome, Mr. Yemi Sani, doctor. Let me not take the PhD away. It took a lot for you to be a PhD holder. So yes, I acknowledge that. You know, one of the notable quotes of late Akitola Williams, the Nigerian's first indigenous chartered accountant, he said, "Accountancy is a profession that demands high ethical standards." And what I would want you to share today, because we particularly were interested in you, because at the Young Accountants Conference, where we had the AAC, you were able to channel some of these things to the young accountant. You told them about your journey. So my question is, to become an acclaimed and celebrated professional, what kind of mindset should an individual have?
Thank you, Madam Fumi, for having me on the program and for that question that you asked. You know, the mindset for becoming an acclaimed professional, I would say that for an individual who wants to be an acclaimed professional, you must have a growth mindset. And this growth mindset must be underpinned by what I call continuous learning and adaptability. And with this, you going by our profession, you need to embrace ethical integrity because ethics is everything when it comes to our profession. Then you need to have what I call a commitment to excellence. You should have, nothing. Your bar should be raised to a very, very high standard. And also because they say no man, can make a forest on its own. So I will say again, there is the need for a collaborative spirit. You need to collaborate with others, because there is no man that is an island. Then again, like I said, you said an acclaimed professional. Acclaimed professional is not a local champion, right? So there is a need for what I call a global perspective, and what I call an ability to navigate complexities with resilience, to ensure that they remain relevant and impactful in what they are doing. So in this, you're looking at commitment to lifelong learning, you're looking at ethical integrity, you are looking at adaptability and resilience, you are looking at what I call visionary thinking. Also, you're looking at a client-centric approach, because as a professional, of course, you're serving the needs of clients, not forgetting the need for cultural and global awareness, because you're in a diverse environment and you need to take all this into consideration. And don't forget, as an accountant, accountability and ownership of what you have done is important, coupled with what I call innovativeness and being tech savvy. So let me just stop there. That will make you what I call an acclaimed professional.
If you don't know Dr. Yemi Sanni, just imagine you having a lecturer, a Gen Z lecturer, and he's digging into it. He's telling you how well to know this thing. He's stocking it up in your head. So thank you very much for setting the tone on the program today. You talked about resilience, and I totally agree with you that for you to play in the life of a professional accountant, you must be resilient. But my question is, when ethics, some people misconstrue professional ethics and the role of compliance in navigating this professional accounting journey. How can you merge resilience as much as you want to be a professional accountant that does the right thing at the right time by being compliant, and you have that professional ethics? How can you run us through how to merge all of this to be the acclaimed, or the one that will be most wanted professional accountant?
Okay, so when you were talking about codes of professional ethics and compliance in accounting, what are the things you need to know? You need to know that accounting profession is built on trust and credibility. And its reputation basically depends on adherence to well-defined ethical framework. Because you and I both know that the ethical framework in our accounting profession is well-defined. So these principles, I would say, guide accountants in making decisions and ensuring what I call public confidence and maintaining the integrity of financial systems. So when you're talking about the core codes of professional ethics, what are you looking at? You are looking at integrity. An accountant must be honest and straightforward in their professional and business relationships, which includes avoiding conflicts of interest, reporting financial information accurately, because of course that's what we are expected to do, and they're expected to ensure transparency in all their dealings. What is a practical example in this? When you decline as an accountant a request from a client who is telling you to misstate a financial data in order to secure a loan. You understand? You're talking about your integrity as a professional accountant. Then here we're looking at objectivity. A professional accountant majorly must avoid bias at all times. You must avoid what I call conflict of interest or undue influence from others, which could compromise their professional judgment. Because of course, if you have maybe a godfather somewhere, you are auditing it, they can call you to say, that account that you are managing, that you are auditing, certain things happen. such when you find yourself in such situations, the right thing for you is to excuse yourself from such an assignment. And you know that objectivity ensures that decisions and recommendations are impartial, and majorly they are based on factual evidence. You know, if you, for example, let me give you a practical example to that as well. When, as an accountant, they advertise for a job, and I find out that the accountant has a personal or financial stake in the business. Do you understand? The right thing is for you to disclose, or for you to to refuse auditing such a company, because you already know that you have a stake in the company. Then you are going to be talking about professional competence and due care. What do you expect an accountant to do? They are required to maintain professional knowledge and skills at a level that is, ensures competent service delivery. Why does a client get in touch with you and give you certain tasks to perform for them? Because they believe that you have more than enough knowledge, which is above that of the client, and that is why they engage you to pay you for that. And they want to look at confidentiality as well. As an accountant, we are privy to a whole lot of confidential information of our clients, and you must respect that confidentiality, at all times, so that you do not get yourself into issues that will lead to litigation. Let me just leave it there. You understand? Then we
Yeah.
can take some other things from
Thank
there.
you. Thank you so much. As we were talking, I would, I just want our audience and our members to understand that even the Institute frowns at a lot of the things that he has mentioned here in terms of doing the negative, when they have said these are the policies, these are the guiding rules. So we have an investigative panel that checks the activities of chartered accountants, for example. And if you're found guilty of any of these things, you don't want to be found in those situations, because your license may be redrawn, or even your certificate of membership may be questionable. So please, as a council member has noted here, please abide by the rules of confidentiality, everything that would actually guide the profession, the ethical standards of the profession. Please stay with it. So I'm going to our young lady. And it's quite interesting that you're not done. I know you are serving right now, but the jobs are coming already. That proves to you that the profession is very, very good. The jobs are everywhere on the table for you because you've done well. But my question for you is, what really motivated you to enroll in ICAN? In ICAN, a professional examination, because you just got out of school. And can you take us through your examination journey, some of the challenges that you faced, and how you were able to pull through?
Okay, thank you so much for having me this evening. I'm glad to be here. So, typically, my motivation for writing the professional exam was the long term desire, I would say childhood desire, to be a chartered accountant. And when I was trying admission into the university, along the line, I couldn't get to study accounting. So, in order not to put away that long-term dream, that long-term desire, I start writing 8 years exam while I was in school. So that was how it started, and ever since it started, that's been a roller coaster journey. ICAN students can testify how ICAN exams are. The first challenge I had while writing the exam was when I failed 8 years 1. I like the first exam I failed, and I was the only one that failed in the class. So then it's that failure really killed my self-confidence to continue. I really found it difficult. Then I was contemplating that, am I supposed to be here, or should I just go with my business education? But along the line, I summoned courage, because of course, if I didn't summon the courage, I won't be here. And I continue to push through. Another challenge that I witnessed was that I tend to be, or let me say, I was a slow reader. And when I got to skills, we have a lot to read. And how can I was trying to navigate how I can use that my slow method to cover off topics. So then I started taking long hours of reading, burning night candles, going extra mile, and it was toiling on me at the beginning. But along the line, I got used to it. And here we are today. Thank you.
Yeah, very great story. You know, people just think you sleep and then you wake up, you just go into the examination hall. Or now that you have been awarded as the best made diet best qualifying student, people just thought it was roller coaster, like you have said. But you know, you use euphemism in your analysis, so I can understand when you say roller coaster is the other way around. It was not. It wasn't exactly business as usual, but thank you for pulling through, right? So, have you made up your mind on the field or the branch of accounting that you want to specialize in? And if you truly have, what is the decision behind it? Let us share in your future dreams, right?
Okay. So typically, I I would just say I'm just trying to practice, and given by my interest while I was taking exam, I find audit and some part of tax very interesting than some other subjects. So I would say, if when I start practicing, I would definitely choose in between the two. Definitely, definitely, and that's just the interest. But interest, there is a gap between theoretical knowledge and practical knowledge. So I'm waiting for the practical knowledge to decide for me.
Interesting. That is so nice of you. You know, things keep changing, and I see Dr. Yemi Sanni smiling because he's a tax guru. When you talk tax, and you talk things around what you have mentioned, the audit part of tax. He is a guru. You just dove your cap for him. So you have an interesting field that you're going into. So I'm happy for you because we seem to share the same dreams. So, council member, I mean, I want to check with you, sir. From the prism of ICAN, there are lots of courses that the professional accounting students are expected to take before they become chartered. How relevant and how comprehensive are the courses in preparing? If you know, there are lots of courses, but are they really relevant for the future that they have to face? Or, you know, when you talk about the face of the professional accounting journey after they are being qualified, do you think they're all the courses are relevant?
Okay, for me, ICANN's curriculum is both comprehensive and contemporary. Encompassing what I call financial reporting, audit, ethics, and technology. What do this subject do? They equip students with the tools needed to address real world professional challenges and to adapt to evolving accounting landscape. You see that what ICANN does is that most often times they review the syllabus. You understand? So to be in line with the current realities. Let's take the key components of the ICANN curriculum. Let's look at the first one, which is the foundation knowledge. It begins with the fundamental subjects such as the principles of accounting, business law, economics. These are providing a solid base for understanding the interplay between finance and broader business environment. And what's the relevance of this? You will see that it equips students with foundational skills essential for any career path in accounting or finance. If you heard what Iyanuoluwa said when you asked her some question the other time, how she navigated her journey, and she told you she was not able to make it into accounting, and she studied with her business education, and she started from 8 years. 8 years is a foundation that it's just like you are building. When you are building, once your foundation is very strong, trust me, your building is going to stay very strong. And that is what has happened to Iyanuoluwa. Starting from 8 years, 8 years gave her a broad, forget the fact that she failed her first level in 8 years, but 8 years gives you that foundation knowledge. So be you an accounting person, be you somebody who is in the other course, who is having a career path change, who now want to delve into accounting, and you want to have a solid base in accounting. You understand? So you have that foundational knowledge. Then you go to the technical and the special knowledge. So here you have advanced subjects like financial reporting, taxation, audit and assurance, and these have a delve, deep into technical aspects of the profession. What is the relevance of this? The relevance of this subject is that it prepares students to actually handle complex financial statements, and to conduct audits and be able to navigate what I call intricate tax laws, right? Iyanu is now confused between audit and tax. At the backstage, Mr. Aladele and myself were talking about, Mr. Aladele, a partner in PwC and is in audit. I am into tax. We were having conversation with Iyanu. So all these things, they have prepared them for that. That's why most times when I'm talking to people, we talk about being a professor and being a professional. You ask what's the difference between a professor and a professional. I tell you that a professor knows too much of a little thing, while a professional has a fair idea of almost everything. And that is what ICAN has done to our candidates, ensuring they have a fair idea of all the fields that we have built into the curriculum. You now talk about ethics and professionalism. ICAN always emphasizes ethical practices through dedicated courses on professional ethics and governance. And why do they do this? Is to reinforce the importance of integrity and ethical decision making, which are vital in safeguarding and the reputation of the accounting profession. You know that ICAN guards jealously the accounting profession in Nigeria. Then talk about technology integration. You and I know that at today, you cannot be an accountant without being tech savvy. You need to move with the advance in technology as it relates to your profession. So modules like information technology and strategic financial management expose students to technological tools and innovation that is needed before you now move to the strategic thinking and leadership, where you're talking about the SFM and management accounting, which are courses to develop the critical thinking and leadership skills of our candidates. So I believe that the curriculum is relevant to today's world. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sanni. And when you say, are you a professor or you're a professional? I don't know, but I choose to be a professional. The way you have explained what the two means, I don't want to be a professor that knows so much about little things. I want to be all-rounded. Thank you so much. I want to acknowledge the presence of our audience here. We have you, Oluyara Emmanuel Luluatosin. We see you, Goodness Elebe from Aba. Oh, we see Akindele Ibrahim from Abuja, Chibuzo Okorie, Sanni Abdulaziz from Abuja, Fagbala Temitoko. It says, Merry Christmas in advance to all professional colleagues in the house with love from the ancient city of Ibadan. We see Alabi Sharafa from Lagos, Shokumbi Babatunde, Oyin Ann. We see Ngozi Sonia AK. Ola Doyin Olasumbo from Lagos, Judith Oboy Gulem. He says, good evening all. Olawale Adeboye. Muritela Henry Folami from Lagos. We see Stephen Mpe. Toyosi Abayomi. I wish I could call all of you, but I just want to say thank you very much for being here today. We truly, truly, deeply appreciate that you're here with us. Being Day from Benue State. It's an interesting topic today because we need to navigate what it takes to be a professional accountant. And in this time and age, so many things has come. There are knowledge gaps between the old accountants and new accountants. And some of them, Dr. Yemi Sanni has mentioned that we need to be involved in technology. If you want to move with the trend, if you want to be as young-hearted as Iyanuoluwa, we need to do what it takes to take over the world, even from our old or our traditional way of accounting. So right now, I appreciate both of you. You've been speaking deeply to our minds. And my question to Iyanuoluwa is, which subjects? I know you've talked about how tough it was at the beginning. In fact, it's always better you had it tough at the beginning and then you start scaling and you start progressing, success all the way. You didn't have to redo it in the future. So it's good that you started well. But which subject was the toughest for you, and which one was the easiest? In either case, what do you think were the reasons, or how was it about your typical day, your week, your month? Is it about the diet itself? Is it about ICAN as an institution? Now some people say ICAN will not pass me. So let me understand, what is your mindset about it?
Okay, let me start from the toughest course. I'll go with the highest percentage of students. I also agree that PM is the toughest course in ICAN. That's performance management, because it took a lot from me, a lot of my time, a lot of reading, a lot of, we just keep going around the circles. And I used to love calculations, topics and calculation, but when it comes to PM, it's just like onions. As you are peeling a part, you are going into another one, it's just getting deep. And the exam itself was not very easy. The exam made me cry. Not even learning made me cry, because it was quite interesting. So PM was the toughest for me. And going by the easiest course, I love audits. Audit was quite easy for me, and tax. Why do I love audit? Audit pack has a lot of scenario. Like when they tell you a topic, when they explain a topic, they give you scenarios to back those topics on. So those scenarios create a picture of what it is in our head, and it helps to digest what the topic was in particular. And tax is just cool. Tax is just cool. So I think those are the two most easy subjects for me, courses for me in ICAN typically.
Thank you. You see, Dr. Sanni is smiling because she said tax is just cool. And Dr. Sanni is making the cool cash from tax. So, I mean, that just rounds off the topic before we go on the break. So, thank you very much for sharing your success story. And when you talk about onions, yes, the same way you will dig deep, you see more. The more you look, the more you see. That's what performance management is, even when it comes to SFM. So we are aligned. We all went through that fire, and we have become what we are. Some people even say, did you? ICAN does not even release AOs, like you don't have area of concentration. I said, look at you. Everything in the pack is the area of concentration. So thank you so much, Iyanuoluwa, for sharing. We'd like to go on a break. We need to pay some bills, and we'll be right back after the break. It's still ICAN-ngr, navigating the professional accounting journey. We're doing it together. So after the break, we'll be right back.
The Skillup Artisans Program Super is an initiative of the federal government.
The aim of Super is to upskill Nigerian artisans for better employability. This we are carrying out by collecting the data of Nigeria artisans through massive registration, training, certification, and licensing for better job opportunities, both locally and internationally.
Super will improve the quality of life of Nigeria artisans. It will improve the quality of work from Nigeria artisans, enhance work and professional ethics from Nigeria artisans, reduce dependency on foreign artisans, and increase foreign exchange through talent export.
Log on to super.itf.gov.ng to register now. Super, upskilling Nigeria artisans for super job.
In today's interconnected world, complexity is the new normal. An accountant must navigate this landscape, leveraging interdisciplinary approaches to drive sustainable growth. The Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, USA District, invites you to our 12th ICAN USA International Accountant Conference. Join us for 4 days of inspiring keynotes, interactive sessions, and expert panel sessions. Date is 26th to 31st of August 2025. Theme: Navigating Complexity, Accountants as Catalyst for Interdisciplinary Solutions. Venue is Windham, Indianapolis Airport Hotel, 2544 Executive Drive, Indianapolis, in 46241. Join the conversation. Shape the future.
You're welcome back to ICAN-ngr. We're discussing navigating the professional accounting, the journey through the professional accounting journey. So it's interesting that we've been talking to a council member of our Noble Institute in person of Dr. Yemi Sanni, FCA, and also the overall best student professional examination, the last May diet. We're talking to Adebiyi, Iyanuoluwa. She's been giving us some snippets in terms of how she was able to pull through. And for those that are still writing ICAN examination, you need to take a cue from her. She's been able to go through the fire and she's become rebranded. And she took home a lot of awards that day. And I'm so proud of her as the lady. Well, I'm being partial here. Dr. Yemi Sanni, we see you and we say thank you very much for being here again.
You're welcome.
All right. So we've talked
you.
a lot about the. Yeah, thank you so much, Chair. We've talked a lot about the ethical implications of. You've talked about technology, for example, but my question is, because I know you're very good with technology. You use it for your daily life. Even most of the symposiums and webinars that you've attended, it's all about technology. What are the likely ethical implications of this emerging technologies like the AI that we have, the blockchains, and how can professional accountants adapt to the evolving digitalization of their ecosystem?
Okay, thank you for me on that. Here you're talking about the ethical implications of emerging technologies. Now, we know that technologies such as AI and blockchain pose risks such as data breaches and reduced human oversight because with AI, you really don't need a lot of people to do certain things that they used to do before. There's a need for accountants to embrace what I call a lifelong learning, and adopt an ethical, AI usage policies and collaborate with tech experts to align innovations with professional ethics. So when we are talking about emerging technologies, let's look at them. Let's just break them down before we now talk about the key emerging, maybe the challenges that we have, which I've already mentioned, data breaches and all. The main emerging technologies that we have the artificial intelligence, we have the blockchain, we have what I call the data analytics, and we have what I call the robotic process automation. And all these are transforming the accounting profession. And we know that while the advancements offer unprecedented opportunities for efficiency, because we know that all these they result in efficiency in the way of doing things. They improve efficiency, they improve accuracy and innovation. They also present significant ethical challenges. And why do I say this? You see, these are emerging technologies, right? And as accountants, we like to have a deep dive into whatever technology that we're using or whatever process an accountant is adopting. So what does this mean? If it is an emerging technology, right, there's a need to understand the dynamics from inception to end, right? So if you do not understand this, it poses a lot of risk. And this is why professional accountants need to navigate the implications, carefully in order to be able to maintain integrity and trustworthiness of the profession. Because if this is not done, there will be a lot of breaches. We know that AI is revolutionizing data analysis, predictive modeling. Of course, we know we do a lot of modeling and decision-making process in accounting. But the ethical concerns will arise in what I call one, bias and discrimination. You know that all these technologies that I'm talking about, they work on what we call algorithms. And these algorithms can perpetuate or amplify biases, especially if the data that is used to train them is bias itself. So, and this can lead to unfair outcomes in financial modeling or credit evaluation. So this needs to be looked into, and this is a challenge. We talk about transparency and accountability. AI decisions, most often times, they're opaque and making it difficult to audit or explain the outcomes. You know what I mean by this, because you can not see what is behind it majorly. So you can't how do you audit what you can't see? So who is accountable for the errors or the unethical outcomes of what AI gives you? Is it the developer? Is it the organization? Or is it the professional that is using the AI? These are all the things that we need to look at. Then when you look at blockchain, blockchain on its own enhances transparency and security in financial transaction. Because of course, the technology that it uses. So it's hard to perpetuate fraud as such. What are the ethical concerns here? You talk about data privacy. You understand? Even though we know that it's secure and the immutability of records can conflict with privacy laws, like the GDPR, especially when personal and private data is concerned. Then you talk about fraud risk in initial coin offerings, just like the way you have IPOs. Do you understand? Blockchain is a decentralized system, and the decentralized nature of that system can facilitate fraud, such as unregulated, ICOs, which could lead to a lot of financial losses. And you hear about coin mining and all that, energy consumption. Do you understand? Because it works, the blockchain operation works on cryptocurrency mining. You and I know, if you look at some of the equipment that they use to mine cryptocurrency, they consume massive amounts of energy. And these raise what I call environmental ethics question, which are still begging for answers till tomorrow. Then we talk about data analytics. Data analytics, what does it do? Data analytics provides insight for decision making and risk assessment, but it comes with a lot of ethical challenges as well. And the challenges we'll be looking at here, we look at one, data integrity and accuracy. We look at confidentiality. So let me just stop there, because of course it's still a process of which has
that's
its
your
own
area of specialty. So yes,
yes.
I understand. Thank you so much for sharing those incredible information with us. So I see some of our audience have sent in questions, but I see one particular one from Musa Ismaila. He said, "This is incredible and wonderful. A wonderful gesture. I'm so excited to join the arena." And Musa Ismail, registered student of ICAN from Dusse, Jigawa State. I hope he has an HND. But Fakbola Temitope is saying, "Let me welcome Adebiyi, Iyanuoluwa, the overall best ICAN qualified students May 2024 on board to this noble profession. I wish you and other new inductees well as the new journey of professionalism begins." Then I see one from Michael. Yes, so there's a particular one I want to take from Shokumbi Babatunde. He says, "If chartered accountants acts in unprofessionalism, failed to follow the ethics of the profession, and there is professional liability against such chartered accountants by the client due to error or omission, what help can ICAN do to rescue such a member from the disgrace by the client?" That will be to council members, sir. In 1 minute, sir.
No, the answer is very simple. Every professional accountant that is in practice is encouraged to have what we call professional indemnity, right? So it's just like an insurance, just the way you have your comprehensive insurance for your car. So these help guide against some of these things that you have. First of all, as a professional accountant, you must have been seen to have imbibed all the codes of professional ethics involved, so that you have been trained to imbibe. So when such things happen, of course, we know that legal procedures and all that, but of course, as a fallback position, as a shock absorber, you have what is called a professional indemnity, which of course you can fall back on.
Thank you. That was straightforward. Then I have another one from another someone else. Is I saw one from NS Uma right now, but this one is, I mean, he's just saying it's his first time to be here. That's enormous. But we have, there's an opportunity for us to send in questions. Please, if you have questions, kindly let us know. We'll take all that in. Chikeolu Ezegutu, he said, can know more about a place. He wants to know more about everything. So yes, this is the place where you learn more, you know more, and it's at no cost to you. Just put on your data and everything will come to you at your doorstep. So to our best qualifying students, Iyanuoluwa, thank you again for being here. We understand that you just graduated from the university and you're currently serving your fatherland. What accounting values are you currently adding in the place of primary assignment? You've talked about the place where you currently work, and during your community development assignment too. That's the CDA that we all do. Iyanu, did you get my question?
Okay,
Did you
thank you very much.
You're
So
welcome.
typically, yes, I do.
You
Okay,
can go
so
on.
typically, what I've been doing in my current primary placements are kept because I'm a finance intern. Ensure that transactions are kept according to standards. That is like bringing professional due care and competence into practical. So that's the value I'm currently putting in right now and trying to ensure that, okay, you have a professional now. There should be, you should feel now. So that's it.
All right, that's a good way to start. Thank you for sharing. So I see an interesting remark from a member. The way everyone is trying to ask one or two questions is just flowing. So Shokumbi Babatunde is asking the question. He said, "Does scoring high marks in ICAN examination and low mark determine your area of strength and weaknesses when it comes to professional practice?" Dr. Sanni, can that be a yes or no question?
No, it can't be. ICANN has a standard of marking questions, which is known to people that are saddled with some responsibility of that. We have the ICANN examination committee. So that committee will be in a better position to really explain how that process works.
Thank you. Then Dan Excel, he says, what is ICANN doing to ensure that those who are just certified will not be looking for how to get experience? Because I have seen certified members who don't even know how to prepare trial and even journal. We are not certified, we are chartered, right? But you can help, yeah, for the sake of those that are chartered.
ICANN helps to place people with professional practice firms. We have a number of professional service firms, and their contacts are actually on the ICANN website, right? You as an individual, you can, take this bold step of contacting them to let them know that you want to intern with them. I can tell you, I can't count the number of people that have reached out to me through the ICAN website. Do you understand? Wanting to learn one thing or the other, wanting to work in the firm and all that. So that is there for you. So it's open. You know, when you pass your exam, I want to tell you one thing. You know, one of the first question that for me asked, you know, I told you, how do you become an acclaimed professional? And I told you, you need to have a growth mindset. And in having a growth mindset, trust me, you are not waiting for people to do things for you. You go there and get it because you're a winner. You know, you are committed to excellence. So don't wait for or be waiting for what ICAN can do for you, right? ICAN has trained you to conquer the world. So just go out there and conquer the world.
Thank you so much. You know, as a chairman of a district, we particularly do these courtesy visits. And a point in case I wanted to just emphasize on the likes of Deloitte and KPMG. They had the same dream about ICAN and what ICAN as a profession can do to people's career. And I can proudly say, yes, we are chartered and we're proudly so. Adebiyi, are you proud to be almost there? Iyanu?
I'm sure she
Of
is.
course.
Okay, so someone, a
Of
Kadri
course.
Ishola, it says, yeah, Kadri Ishola, it says, I congratulate the young lady, Iyanuoluwa, for not giving up. Big congratulations to you. Challenges will also come in your journey
Thank
in the profession.
you.
Please don't give up. So you have an Icon Ibadan person give you this advice because I know you reside in Ibadan, right?
So she's
Oh,
from
wow.
she's from my hometown. She's from my
Thank
Yes, yes,
hometown,
you.
she's your own child. Yes.
eh?
To Dr. Sonny, you know, during the 74th ICAN induction ceremony, the 60th president, Chief Davison Chief Alaribe, actually FCA, he encouraged all chartered accountants. There were about 1,785 inductees. He told them this statement. He said, this volatile environment is shaped by technological innovation, regulatory shift, and changing market demand, constantly present a unique set of challenges for professionals. It is therefore vital to adapt, innovative, and stay at the forefront of knowledge to remain relevant in an ever evolving professional landscape. So, Doc, break this down. And you know, it's an encapsulating statement for our global
Okay.
audience. I hope you didn't miss any part of it.
Fortunately,
But please, can you
there,
break it down?
okay, I'll try my best. Fortunately, I was at that induction ceremony, which held at our Ward of Fame. What does the statement that our Diamond President, what does it emphasize? It emphasized the need for agility, innovation, and staying informed to navigate dynamic environment. It challenges accountants to leverage technology and regulatory frameworks in order to provide strategic insights and maintain relevance. You know, when the president was talking, you know, he emphasized the challenges and the opportunities presented by a professional, a volatile professional environment shaped by technological innovation, regulatory shifts, and changing market demands. You know, he further highlighted the critical importance of adaptability. You know, he stressed that, if I remember very well. He stressed the importance of innovation and staying at the forefront of knowledge in order to remain relevant. You know that the fact that, oh, Iyanuoluwa finished as the best graduating student, or that she felt, oh, she aced all the papers, does not mean that that is the end. In fact, that is actually the beginning, because you need to constantly learn and relearn, because we stay in a dynamic environment. And as dynamic as it is, you need, as a professional accountant, you need to move with it. You know, like I said, the accounting profession operates in a rapidly changing ecosystem, which is influenced by several factors. What are these factors? You talk about technological innovation. You talk about regulatory shift. You talk about changing market demand. You talk about importance, the importance of adaptability, which the president emphasized. And how do you cultivate adaptability? You commit to continuous learning and professional development by attending the mandatory professional training program organized by ICAN. You stay informed about the global trends and advancement because you don't want to remain a local champion, but you want to become a global professional accountant. And you need to cultivate a mindset that views change as an opportunity rather than a threat. And you conquer the world.
Thank you so much. So, to our young lady, I wanted to ask you, who is your role model? Because you may have seen someone that you want to be like, particularly in the accountancy profession. Then, my other question for you is, if you're opportuned to speak, if they've told you that you are invited to a special program for ICAN students, can you let us know what you're going to talk about, how you're going to present your case? What do you think ICAN can do better to embrace all of these things that we have been talking about in terms of change? What will be your advice in 1 minute, please?
Okay, let me start from the last question. Okay, I'll start from the last question. So, what ICAN can do better? I think ICAN should do better on mentorship. Young qualifiers need a lot of mentorship because when after writing the exam we go out there and then we discover that there is a gap between the theoretical knowledge and practical, and then we start moving all around the circles. But with appropriate mentorship, there should be a platform whereby we get to meet those that are in the profession for a long period of time, those that can direct us. Yes, that is what I should do better. Yes, if I'm to give tips to ICAN students globally, so what will I say? I will tell them to persevere. You know, ICAN is popular saying is not for the weak, but it's not that bad. It's not that bad. So they should try to, yeah, because at the end of the day, the trophy, even you calling yourself a chartered accountant, it makes you feel proud. Yeah. And my mentor, the first one, I have two of them. They are particularly the people that I met in my tuition center. That's Dr. Adekunle Adegboyegun. He makes us see accounting beyond the class, teaches very, very well. Like I can say because of him, some of us like some certain subjects. And the owner of the tuition center is a father, is Mr. Babatunde Ajala, FCA. Because of him, I didn't give up when I failed in the first instance. So those are the have been my role model up to now.
Interesting. Thank you so much for sharing. We hope that your mentors are listening and they are proud to have impacted in your career. So, Dr. Yemi Sanni, my last question is: as a member of the ICAN Governing Council, assuming the Nigerian President Bola Ahmed Tinubu invite you to speak about something and he appoint you as an ambassador on selling and supporting ICAN brand. Please tell us some of the points that you would put in your presentation. Just 1 minute, please, or less than a minute. Thank you.
Okay, I will do it in less than a minute. Right, you're talking about presentation to newly appointed, if you're appointed as an ambassador in the foreign country now, and you're talking about, okay, as an ICAN ambassador, ICAN brand. One, promote ICAN global recognition. Just, the brand is everything. The brand enhances the value of every member of the institute. Just the way the brand of the maybe LV bag that you are carrying, is the brand that makes it, what it is. So, they need to promote ICAN global recognition. Two, I will say advocate for Nigerian accountant excellence. in host countries. So all the countries there, of course, the Nigerian accountant there, you ensure that they reach the peak in wherever industry they are playing. Then you highlight ICANN's contribution to national development so that they will see the importance of the institute in economic building. Then you encourage ethical practices as ambassadors of ICAN brand, because the ethical practices is what gives respect not to you as a professional accountant, but gives respect to you as a citizen of Nigeria. And it enhances the image of the country, it rebrands the perception they have about the country, and it sells the country in good light. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And at this junction, I want to say thank you very much for joining the program again. And Dr. Yemi Sanni, we know time is money, and we appreciate your time here. For Adebiyi, Iyanuoluwa, I wish you the best. The sky is just the limit, or it's just the beginning. Greater height, I wish for you by God's grace. Thank you so much for joining the program today.
Thank you very much for having us.
I'm happy to be here as well.
Thank you. We hope that we'll call you sometime and you'll be proudly here with us.
Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you. Have a great
Thank
evening.
you. So
you too.
All right. Yeah, thank you. My dear audience, thank you. So, my dear audience, thank you very much for staying with us on the program. We started at 6 p.m. and remember, every 6 p.m. on Thursday, ICAN-ngr will come your doorstep. We have a special edition coming at the end of this year. You want to be part of that interesting program because there are a lot of freebies for every one of you that have been diligent on this program. We have a couple of announcements. 24th fellowship conferment, which was earlier scheduled for December 12th, 2024, has been postponed due to logistics. We apologize for the inconvenience, and the specific date will be shared with us. On the screen, you can see 2024 AAT elections. The e-portal for the 2024 AATWA election is now open. Please go to the Institute website to do justice to your election vote. I mean, you need to vote. Then ICAN is live on TikTok. Follow us on at ICAN-ngr to get the very exclusive news, study tips, institute events, behind the scenes content, student insights, and much more. Also, registration for March 25 to 26 ATSW examination is open, will be open from the 5th of December 2024, and it closes March 20th, 2025. Lot of interesting things coming our way. The African Congress of Accountants is here again, and you can join. The date is 6th to the 9th of May 2025. And as accountants, you can come from everywhere across the continent to be part of this very vibrant event that will take place at Kigali, Rwanda. And it's going to be an unforgettable event. Right now, we want to draw the curtain, and we want to say thank you very much, everyone, for joining the program. Remember to call a friend. Next week, Thursday, 6 p.m., ICAN-ngr will be here with myself, Olufumilayo Olani, ACA, and my dear colleague, Tosi Akiwumi. It will be interesting, and we hope that you're preparing for Christmas. It's the Unitide season. We wish every one of you a great time in preparation for the great events that would come by next week, or should we say upper week. Thank you once again for joining the program. And I want to say thank you to everyone behind the scenes, our crew members, our chairman, everyone, all the media men behind the scenes. Thank you very much for being part of today's event and making it a success. Do have yourself a great evening. Good evening.